For me, the big news was in La La Land, and it does involve the player affectionately known as the Claw. If you didn't hear, and maybe you missed it, this is bad news for the Clipper haters out there. Kawhi Leonard announced that he plans to remain with the Clippers for the long haul. He explained why he signed the 4-year, $176 million contract. And he is going to be with the Clippers for longer than that, it would sound, based on what he said. So without further ado, as Warner Wolf would say, let's go to the audio tape. Here's Kawhi Leonard on why and the whys and wheres and all that.
I'm here. I'm here to be a Clipper. I'm not going to another team, unless something drastic happens. I'm here for the long run.
There you go. I'm here. I'm here to be a Clipper. Take it, haters. That is what's known as the money quote. That is the money quote. What in the devil are you going to do with that now? Oh, my God. It's over for the rest of the NBA. It is over. All right, so let us discuss. Now, what do you make of Kawhi Leonard's statement? We played it for you. Play it again. It sounds good. Play it again, Chris. Play it again.
I'm here. I'm here to be a Clipper. I'm not going to another team, unless something drastic happens. I'm here for the long run.
Long run. All right, so what do you make of Kawhi Leonard's statement about being with the Clippers for the long run? Not the short run, the long run. So I've got Casablanca, commandeered, and authentic. And we will connect all of these things together, and those will be the bedrock of this Maller monologue. Now, first of all, when you talk about Kawhi Leonard, holy smokes, this was audio porn. It was a ringing endorsement of the people's team. Kawhi Leonard, I don't know if you could tell from the audio, he was beaming with Clipper pride. He was. And don't short sell this, right? Kawhi Leonard, buttoned up guy, keeps everything close to the vest. By his standards, this was raw emotion, bursting at the seams with pure joy. Kawhi Leonard. He's mesmerized and hypnotized by the Clippers. And all those stories from the hacks in the media that Kawhi Leonard wanted to play in Miami. Kawhi Leonard wanted to go here, there, and everywhere. Bullcrap. Clickbait. Now, oh my God. This guy's already been around. He's been a small-time basketball gypsy. Played with the Spurs for a while, went to the Raptors. Kawhi has navigated his way around the NBA circuit. He has seen and done it all, and with that life experience, Kawhi Leonard said, I want to double down on the Clippers. Why? It is his Casablanca. It is his Casablanca. It's his happy place. It's the Goldilocks zone. Wearing that Clipper uniform, he doesn't want to be anywhere else. That's it. And all those other teams that were trying to get him, can't get him. Now, secondly, in the big picture, you got the micro and the macro. In the big picture, those words from Kawhi Leonard, can we play them again? I'd like to hear them because they sound good. Can we play them again?
I'm here to be a Clipper. I'm not going to another team, unless something drastic happens. I'm here for the long run.
There you go. That is a glowing testimonial that the Clippers are the premier franchise in the NBA. Steve Ballmer, in a short time, has become the gold standard in the ownership class. Putting up his $95 billion to good use, he has created the franchise that is the envy of every other franchise in the NBA. Ballmer has commandeered the LA market, upstaging in a very short time, relatively speaking, the Lakers, who are just the ugly redheaded stepchildren in the LA market. Jeannie Buss, she's old money. That's what Jeannie Buss is. She's the trust fund baby. She's living off the past glory of her dad and the franchise, bunch of dusty trophies from a bygone time. Steve Ballmer's hip. Steve Ballmer's cool. And when he took over the Clippers, he had no track record. In fact, the Clippers were in the middle of a scandal as a franchise. Steve Ballmer came in there and he walked in to a fifth ring of hell situation. He didn't have all those dusty old awards to fall back on and say how great we used to be. Rah-rah team. No, he has created out of thin air the success that the Clippers have had, becoming the it team in the NBA. And Kawhi Leonard, again, backing up that statement by the fact that he chose to stay with the Clippers for the long run. All right, final thought. Kawhi almost broke a smile while he was saying this, and for him, that's a big almost. So Kawhi is on the path to the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, all the other accolades. He's more authentic than his contemporaries. And that's really the big takeaway here, that Kawhi Leonard is the real deal. If you are tired of basketball players hoppity-hop to a more opportune, what's the word I'm looking for? The players that hop around from team to team chasing rings, right? You think of Kawhi, you think authentic. The contemporaries of Kawhi are like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Those guys are ring chasers, right? And no matter what they do, they'll always be ring chasers. Kawhi will not. Kawhi didn't do that. Kawhi came to the fork in the road and said, I don't want to be like LeBron James and KD. No. He became the centerpiece of the Spurs, his first team. You don't get a choice on your first NBA team. And he helped pick up the slack when that roster started aging. And he filled in, he plugged the gaps for that San Antonio team. But then he validated that he was just not a product of the Spurs by going to Toronto, a team that he didn't want to play for. And he validated himself by putting the Raptors not only in the NBA Finals, but winning, taking them to the promised land. And already as a Clipper, right? You throw out the bubble year because that was a Fugazi year and all that. But in a legitimate NBA season, which the first year Kawhi was a Clipper was not legit because of COVID. But in the second season, they played the full circuit, almost the full entire season, and there were fans there and the whole thing. So even as a Clipper, he's already in his first really full season as a Clipper been responsible for a Final Four berth for the franchise. First ever Final Four berth for the Clippers. And then on the flip side, you've got LeBron, who jumps from team to team, cherry-picking easier situations because he can't do it when it's tough. Can't do it when it's tough. He needs to call in reinforcements, call in the cavalry. And we know Kevin Durant's the worst ring chaser of them all. Couldn't win in Oklahoma City with Westbrook. And he went off to join the enemy. The enemy is my friend. And went to Golden State. And then he had to form the super-duper team with Brooklyn. And so that's the vagabond Kevin Durant. Kawhi Leonard? Nope. That's not how he operates. He doesn't do that. And so there's the difference. It's apples to oranges is the comparison on Kawhi versus these other stars in the NBA that just bounce around. Bounce to a better situation. But Kawhi Leonard, no.